Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of the Transfer News. Yes, we'll be talking about different transfers that have happened in a couple of hours. Yes, some let's say from 24 hours, the last 24 hours. Those are the transfers that we'll be talking about, and some of them happened just a few hours ago. You understand? So, you're welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll be touching all the top Premier League sides and some other Premier League sides. We'll also go around touching Serie A, La Liga, League One, and some of the important transfers that have happened or interests that have happened that we need to know about. Yes, don't forget to subscribe, like I said, turn the notification bell, and comment them know what you think about each of these transfers. And if this video is too long, I'll be leaving a timestamp. Yes, like I always do, so you can go and watch the particular transfer you are interested in. I'll put the timestamp on each player or each club, depending on how the timestamp is going to look like. Yes, so you're welcome once again. And we'll start with the big bomber. But before we dive into the news in general, don't forget, if you're Nigerian, please get your voter's card. We must vote this bad government out of the system. Yes, please spread the message, spread the news. Our vote must count. We are ready to make the necessary sacrifices if it means dying for the country. Yes, we are ready for it, because as it stands now, this set of government are ready to do anything to get back in power. So we should be able to make sure that this nonsense doesn't happen. Yes, and then we start with the big bomber, Andoni Iraola to Liverpool. Is a year we go, and I'm very, very happy. If you're a Liverpool fan, I think you should be very, very happy. If you're a Liverpool fan that still don't understand how important this particular signing is, that means you don't know about this particular manager, because Andoni Iraola is one of the most impressive Spanish managers I've ever seen. From his career from Spain down to Bundesliga, down to Premier League, he has been impressive, and he has been one of those managers that pick teams from a low point and take them to a different level. He has always picked teams from a low point, taking them to a different level with little budget. He's an incredible manager, very, very incredible. And now you can imagine what he's going to be doing at Liverpool. From his days at is it Leganes, MD Leganes or whatever, Rayo Vallecano, going to Dortmund, to where else? I think some other places before Bournemouth or so. Very, very impressive manager, very, very low budget. And he's this type of manager that when you sign all his players, all his key players, you think he's going to drop. And all of a sudden, he will rise above the occasion. You understand? Just look at Bournemouth. That's the typical example. They signed 5 of their key players last season. What happened? They went a step ahead. They went a step above. This season, qualifying for Europe is crazy. So he has been waiting for Liverpool, waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, Liverpool have obliged. Because I was asking myself, when is Liverpool going to open their eyes? At first, they wanted to stick with Arne Slot. Thank God they didn't, because nobody wanted that nonsense to happen. So he will be a new Liverpool manager, and we are so excited. We can't wait for next season to commence. Then another news on Liverpool, Alisson untouchable this summer. According to reports, the management wants him to stay, and they don't believe any deal is going to be possible. And this is a good news, because Alisson himself said if the club doesn't want him, he will go. But if the club wants him, he is going to stay. And there we go. The question has been answered. So Alisson remains a Liverpool player. Yes, then we dive right into the Arsenal news, because Arsenal are really, really hot in the market. I don't even know where to start from. They are very, very hot. Yes. So they are set to launch a sensational move for Rashford to get him from Barca after their talks is not going so well to keep the player, because Barca is planning to keep Rashford, but their talk with Manchester United, I don't know, it has not been smooth. Maybe they're trying to negotiate on the fee after Barca has splashed so much money on getting Anthony Gordon, and now I've already made a bid for Julian Alvarez of about 100 euros. You understand? 100 million euros. So it's crazy to say that they cannot keep Rashford. Rashford is one of the, should I say, necessities right now for Barca to have, because they need a player on that left wing that is going to be challenging. I think Rashford can play on the left, can play on the right. That's the worst part. You understand? But if they don't want to let him go because they've gotten Gordon, good and fine. I mean, he's going to add to Manchester United attack from next season, because he can obviously come back. I think Amorim was the main reason why he left. He can easily come back and continue playing for the squad. But Arsenal going for this guy is something else. And if they finally get, I think it's someone that Arsenal can easily get. But he's not an Arsenal fan, you understand? So I don't know how it's going to work out, but I think a lot of players are playing for clubs that they don't fan. So it's very much possible that he can be there to play for Arsenal. Yes, another news on for Arsenal and also for Real Madrid. If you're a Madrid fan, is kind of a two-way thing. Yes, Arsenal might lose Declan Rice to Real Madrid because Real Madrid are serious about going for Declan Rice. Yes, someone in the top rank in Real Madrid have urged the president there, Florentino Perez, to go for Declan Rice. So we might see them coming for Declan Rice, and then we'll know where Declan Rice loyalty truly lies. I think it will be a big loss. It will be a big loss for Arsenal, yes, to sell Declan Rice now that they are finally trying to build something. So, but it depends on the player, and then the amount Arsenal is going to put is going to be above the 105 million pounds they paid for Declan Rice. You understand? So I don't know if Madrid is ready to spend heavy. Because if they are ready to spend heavy, that means they might not sign a lot of players that they wanted to sign. I think maybe Rodri, they will have to leave Rodri if they are going for Declan Rice. That means Rodri obviously would not be going to Real Madrid. So that is just my take on the matter. Yes, then Arsenal also set to sign Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa, and Aston Villa are demanding up to 100 million pounds for the player, but Aston Villa are also under a lot of restrictions from FFP rules. You understand? So they might likely reduce the price, because if you are having a lot of issues with FFP, that means when you're selling player, you need to really consider to sell player to gain some funds so that the restrictions will be reduced for you. So I think that is the discrepancy there. So Arsenal is going for Matheus Fernandez from West Ham. Yes, they believe the player is very, very important to them. Also, Manchester United is going for the player, but we'll talk about that in the Manchester United transfer news. This player have gone for relegation. That's what we need to understand. But West Ham still value this guy at 80 million pounds. You understand? So it's crazy. The player that is on the has gone for relegation, and the player will be interested to leave, because no player going for at relegation right now would not be interested to come back to the Premier League. So I think that price is a bit crazy for me. Though he just signed a new contract, he was just signed kind of for West Ham. So that price is very, very crazy if you ask me. Yes, like I said, I don't really know the reason for the price hike, but I know this. They said this promise that they are going to get the guy for around 40 million pounds. So let's see. Man, you are also interested, like I said. Yes. Then Leeds United are interested in Southampton's winger Leo Senzi. Snezzy. The name is confusing, and the player is keen to join Leeds after a wonderful season with the Saints. Yes, and the guy is very, very impressive. We saw how good he was at Southampton. They were supposed to come for go for playoffs. You understand? On who is going to come to the Premier League. They were supposed to be among the favourites to come to the Premier League, but based on what happened, the spying of Middlesbrough training session by Southampton staff made everything very, very difficult, and now they are not going to come to the Premier League. Yes, so automatically another the team above them is going to come. Yes, and they deducted some points for them. If you don't know about the news, you can check that up. They deducted some points from them, so they are not coming to the Premier League. Yes, then we are still focusing on Arsenal. I think we have a lot of Arsenal news today. Yes, and then they are also interested in Frankfurt fullback Nathaniel Brown. Yes, he's 22 years old, and he has already been called up by Nagelsmann team. Yes, you understand. So he's in German team right now, a right back from Frankfurt. Arsenal are interested in him, and we also have news that Bayern are also very much interested in this player. So Arsenal are interested in a lot of right backs. We'll be talking about that later on. They're interested in 4 right backs. You understand? So we'll talk about that after we cover the remaining Arsenal news. Yes, Arsenal Fabio Viera is keen on staying at Hamburg after his loan spell there was very, very successful. The club also want to keep the player, but are unable to reach the 20 million euros asking or buy option that was set on the table during the loan spell. So I don't know how this was going to be settled, but I believe that Arsenal would reduce the price a bit so that Hamburg can get this player, because Arsenal don't need this player. And if Arsenal are unable to sell to Hamburg, they might start looking for another suitor that's going to get this player, because if the player comes to Arsenal, he's not going to be able to play. Why we have Eze in that position, Odegaard in that position. One day is coming back. He can also play that position. Saka can play that position. Max Dorman can play that position. We have like 5 players ahead of Pablo Viera. So is it okay, Fabio Viera. So I don't think it's going to be very much possible for him to come back. So it's better he stays at Hamburg if he wants regular playing time. Yes. Then Arsenal have shortlisted 3 attacking options. They have shortlisted 3 attacking options this season. and includes Julian Alvarez, Junior Kroupi, and Rogas. Yes, I know they're already, going for Rogas already. Going Alvarez might be a crazy one because Alvarez have received bid from Barcelona already. So I think he's likely to go to Barcelona and he wants to go to Barcelona. So if you ask Alvarez between Arsenal and Barcelona, which team do you prefer? So I think is the answer is clear. He's likely to go to Barca than Arsenal. Arsenal is trying to sign attacking players now, and are you signing these attacking players for them to come and attack, or you are signing them for them to come and defend? That's the question. I know Arsenal fans don't like to hear this, but this is the question we need to be asking, because we have your attacking players, you have good attacking players, but your manager does not allow them to explore their attacking talents. They are doing most of the defensive work than attacking. So if you're going to sign attackers now, they'll look at, am I coming to attack or am I coming to defend? You understand? So you have to make up your mind. Then Junior Kroupi is another player on Arsenal's transfer list. Yes, mind you, Junior Kroupi have a release clause that is going to be triggered from January transfer window of 430 million euros. So anybody that is signing Junior Kroupi that needs him needs to make sure he's signing this summer, because if you leave Junior Kroupi after this summer, it's going to be very, very difficult to sign Junior Kroupi from January. So anybody that is acting should act very fast. Yes. Now, very, very good news, because Arsenal have made up their mind to keep Piero Hincapie. Yes. And on a permanent deal, he came from I think Leverkusen on loan, and now they are supposed to pay 52 million euros to keep the player on Arsenal's team. So that will be the first transfer Arsenal is going to complete, I think, before they start looking outside. Because once you spend that 52 million euros, you now start spending other. I know they have money to spend. Obviously, the Champions League, they got a lot of cash. Plus the medal, they got a lot of money. Second place, the Premier League first place, a lot of cash. So obviously, they have money to spend. Yes, but most of the clubs don't spend all the money they made from the season. You understand? So sometimes they have to calculate. You understand, and keep some, and then use some. You understand, but we know that it's going to be possible that Arsenal will keep Hincapie and then buy one or two players, especially in attack. I believe they have a lot of defenders. I just think the right back position is one Arsenal would actually go for. Yes, then let us touch the four players Arsenal are going for at right back position. It includes Livramento from Newcastle. We have Ivan Fernandez from Sporting CP. We have Nathaniel Brown, like I said, from Frankfurt. Then we also have Victor Valdepenas from Real Madrid. Yes, so these are the four right backs Arsenal are looking out for. They might go for one of them. Who knows? Now we'll be diving right into Manchester United transfer news, and they have some few interesting news that we're going to be talking about. So just stay tuned. The first one is Manchester United hoping to bring Matheus Fernandez, like I said, from West Ham, and we already know the price, the asking price, and then, like I said, they are hoping they are going to deal for around 40 million pounds instead of the asking price of 80 million pounds. So it's going to be likely that either Man U or Arsenal will get this guy. Remember, Man U are already almost done closing the deal for Ederson. I don't know if the deal is going to break down, because I know the player is likely to leave and the transfer fee is not much, so Man U can pay the transfer fee. And I don't really know why it's taking time, because we're supposed to be hearing a year we go. So it's supposed to be a year we go very soon. But I don't know. For the past 4 days now, we've not had anything. So I don't really know why the time wasting. So then, secondly, Andre Onana has returned to Old Trafford and joined Manchester United squad. And his current plan is to start preseason with Michael Carrick's team. Yes, and I don't know. This Turkish side, Trabzonspor, is interested in the player to get another loan from Manchester United. Like they want to loan him back again, and I don't think Onana. I don't think Onana will want that. Yes, but going back to this Manchester United squad, he's going to likely be the second keeper. So if for me, if I'm Onana, I prefer staying at Man U as the second keeper. But if another option comes, like any other Premier League club, I will just go, because Man U don't want him anymore, and I doubt Michael Carrick will just easily give him the go ahead and maybe place him above Lamans, because Lamans have been very, very impressive. So that's just my take on the matter. Yes, Man U, yes, like I said, are closing in on Ederson, and the year we go is expected soon, but we have not had anything from them, so we'll have to wait to see what is going on right there. Then we'll dive into the sports news. Yes, and a lot of sports news, so we have to really talk about it. And then Spurs are progressing well with their negotiations to get Savinho. Yes, the player wants regular time, as we all know, and then this is an opportunity for him to get regular time at Tottenham Hotspur. So they were interested before last team to get this player, but was not possible. But right now, it is going to happen. It's looking very likely it's going to happen because the 115 charges are getting stronger. It's the 130 something now. It's crazy. The charges just keep increasing, and we are looking at possible relegation for Manchester City or possible point deduction before the start of the season. So I don't know how the punishment is going to come, and I know they are going to be fined too. You understand? So, but I don't think money is going to cover everything. And some people are saying it's part of the reason Pep Guardiola left Manchester City. You understand? But we're not here to talk about Manchester City. Let's really focus on sports. Yes. Then they have also shown interest in Dynamo Zagreb centre half Sergi Dominguez. Yes, with a bid closer to £10 million. Yes, and remember that there is a club that also bid for this player, Lazio. They came with £3 million. So Tottenham want to outbid them in order to get this player. So I think it's more likely that Tottenham is going to get the player, because if I come to buy a player with £3 million and maybe you're considering selling the player, and another team comes to £10 million, it's like it's sealed. You understand? And Premier League, Premier League have a lot of spending power. Even the guy that went, the Wolves, people that went for relegation, the last team got 120 guy, £125 million. You understand? Talking of Tottenham is going to get in around 130 plus. So they will have some money to spend, buy Savinho, buy this right back, and buy one other player. You understand? So, and then move on with their lives. Then another news on the other football teams, we have Inter Milan. Yes, Inter Milan have said that they won't sign David Alaba or Harry Maguire this season because of their age and their demanding salaries. So I think that settles it. Then from Serie A again, Juventus are weighing up a move for two forwards with Premier League experience. This include Mateta and Kolo Muani. So they want to get Kola. Remember, he went there on loan, so they are likely to get the player back on their side once more. Then Benfica are closing in on Marco Silva to replace Mourinho that have gone to Real Madrid. Yes, in case you don't know, Jose Mourinho, the special one, is now Real Madrid's head coach, and Benfica wants to replace. He ended the season unbeaten. Yes, though he didn't win their league. And another team that did that was Arsenal. They ended the Champions League unbeaten. The only unbeaten team in the Champions League that did not win the trophy. You understand? So defending can get you so far. Yes, but I think ultimately attacking is what wins people matches. You understand? And winning matches means you win the league. So I think that's where Arsenal got it wrong in the Champions League. Yes, Yaya Toure is at the verge of signing his first senior managerial role at Slovan Bratislava. Yes, the guy is has I think finished his studies right now for a coaching job, and is likely to get his first coaching job. I can't wait to see how impressive he's going to be, because I believe midfielder. I said this in many of my videos. Midfielders like this, Yaya Toure, the defensive and the controlling midfielders, CM and DMs. I know even attacking midfielders are also very good, but the CMs and the DMs, they make good managers, very, very good managers. Trust me. So I think he's going to be a very good manager. The only poor managers we have most of the time are attackers, attacking players when they want to be managers, bro. It's crazy. Yes, they don't actually do a very, very nice job. Yes, Ajax have appointed Mitchell as their new manager. I don't know if it's Mikel or Mitchell they call him. Yeah, so they have a new manager right now, and let's see what's going to happen. Fenerbahce is going for Mason Greenwood. Yes, there's strong interest for Mason Greenwood from Fenerbahce, so we are likely to see that this guy is going there. And then we'll go on to Bayern Munich before we touch some other Premier League clubs. Yes, Bayern Munich are closing in on PSV winger Ismail Sabari. Yes, after they lose Anthony Gordon to Barcelona, they have to start looking for an alternative. Then I think this guy must be a very, very good player for Bayern to be closing him on him. I think he's on another European giant also going for this player. So I don't know why Liverpool need the winger, obviously. I think they're also closing in on Diamonde, but the story is on the stalemate a bit. We have to see in the coming days how it is going to progress. Right, but right now we have not gotten any news about that. Yes. Then back to okay, let's finish the Bayern news, because a lot of Bayern news. Bayern interested in Eintracht Frankfurt right back, like I said, Nathaniel Brown as Arsenal also. The guy is a team player of the national team, has been called up, so a lot of people are interested in him. But the two people that are going for him seriously is Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Yes, I think we have one or two other Bayern Munich news around here. Okay, I think that should be all for Bayern Munich, right? Yes, they are looking to strengthen some of their players some of their team, wings that is lacking. But I think they have a lot of squad depth already, and a lot of their players, have been used very, very well. They have the players. They have the players. So but let's see how it's going to go. Then Romero stands a big chance of leaving Spurs. I find it very, very interesting because this guy just signed a contract a couple months ago, and all of a sudden we are hearing he wants to leave. Not that he wants to leave. He stands. There's a big chance that he can leave because the way he has been acting recently, it's not really something that we're supposed to see. Though they are trying to downplay it and say that okay, he got injured, he has to go to back to his countryside club to rehabilitate or whatever. When you can follow your team and support your team during the final day of the season that they are trying to fight off relegation. So I think it's crazy. But let's see. We'll know what is what when the time comes. I think these things tend to reveal themselves with time. Just like Ibrahima Konate leaving Liverpool. There's this factor that this guy had already received interest from a club, and that's why he started behaving like this. There's a club that is telling him, continue misbehaving, we'll sign you. Continue misbehaving, we'll sign you. You understand? So I think that is the reason. There's always a reason behind any player misbehaving. It's another club waiting for them. Just look at Konate. Right now, Madrid is rushing. Yes, we are going to even dive right into the Madrid news. Madrid are rushing to close Konate's deal as fast as possible. So we might see a year we go very soon, since he's a free agent. I know Madrid like a free agent very, very well. So they are closing in on this guy, and very soon they might lock this guy down. Yes, and Madrid are also looking to sign a right back. Yes, and this summer Dumfries and Piero are among the two top options for them. So they might be looking to get these guys down. But Spurs have told them that Pedro Porro is not for sale, and Giuseppe believe that he is one of the key players in his squad, and he doesn't want to lose Pedro Porro. But Madrid, now when Madrid comes, a lot of things start. Just look at Konate. I keep using Konate as an example. Once Madrid told Konate that they are interested, it's interest from Madrid, Konate started playing rubbish. Throughout the season, Konate have been playing rubbish. So I said anytime players start misbehaving, let him go. They've agreed a deal for Konate, and all of a sudden, bonuses. How can you tell me bonus is the problem to sign to renew this guy's contract? Let him go. These are players we need to offload. People that don't want to play for the club. Any club that have a player that don't want to play for you, please offload them. Let them go and play where they want to play. That is it. Bring in players that want to play for you. So, like I said, Madrid are making a move for Rice. So, very, very unlikely they will sign him this season, but very, very likely they might actually sign him maybe next season or next 2 seasons. And when Madrid starts looking for some of these type of players, they are likely to get them. So let's see how it's going to be. All right, we are going on to the next news. I think we've touched, PSG. Yes, PSG have some players that are not happy in their squad. I think Gonzalo Ramos, Can Inhili are willing to accept offers from other clubs because they want to play. They have been very, very effective for PSG. When PSG rests their main squad, they use them to play their other a lot of other games. But when their main squad comes back, these players hardly get playing time, and they say they want regular playing time. They are very, very good players, understand? So they are likely to leave PSG. So if a suitable club comes for them and the deal is agreed, they would leave. Lucas Chevalier is another player that is not happy because he has lost his first place spot to Stefanov, and Stefanov have been impressive. So you can't say otherwise. But I don't know what was the agreement, because when they signed this guy, he was brought in to be the first choice goalkeeper. So I don't know. I don't know. It's confusing right now. So he cannot say, okay, you signed me for first choice, and now you're putting me second choice, and he can choose to leave. You understand? But let's see how that is going to progress. Yes. Then we'll go on to Chelsea news. Yes. And a lot of not so much Chelsea news right here. We have the first one about Marco Cucurella considering a move away from Chelsea, with Barca, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid all interested in the player, and is Chelsea are willing to sell for the right price. You understand? Some of these players, when they start showing interest outside another club, the club just know that we can sell you anytime. Yes, go. Don't keep them. Chelsea is very smart. Chelsea, once it comes to buying and selling of players, coaches, anything, Chelsea is ready. If you say you're not playing again, they will just leave you. They are ready to dump you immediately. They will sell you and then buy. Chelsea have money. Not Liverpool that will start. Let us talk more. Let us negotiate more. Let them go. Let them go. They will go and play the rubbish they want to play in that other club, and they will see by themselves that they are not as important as they think they were. Yes, and then another news for Chelsea. Chelsea have made a gentle inquiry into Ibrahima Konate situation. However, Madrid is a better option already and in better position to sign Konate. So the gentleman gentleman talk will not work. Trying to know what's the situation, trying to get the player. I don't think it's going to work. So I think they are likely not to get Ibrahima Konate. He's going to Madrid, and I said it before. Something has happened. They must have tipped Konate that he is needed at Real Madrid, and that's end of discussion. So let's see how it's going to go. Aston Villa are monitoring Karim Adeyemi, who is open to leaving Borussia Dortmund this summer, and the Premier League is his preferred destination. So a very, very good player and very, very experienced. So I think one of those players I rate. He's a Nigerian, but I think he's playing for whichever country he's playing for. No, I think he's playing for. He's not playing for Nigeria. I've not seen him play for Nigeria before. So, but he and Lookman are the two players I really, really like when it comes to wingers. You understand? They are very, very intelligent. Not all raw power or raw pace, but very intelligent. Understand? So I think it will be a good one for Aston Villa to get this guy tied down. Yes, and I think that is that for that. Yes, if you're new to the channel, obviously, give us a like button, subscribe, turn notification bell so you get more of our content. And don't forget that Barca have dropped. I think I've said it's 100 million euros for Julian Alvarez. We are waiting to see how that one is going to progress because that one is big money. And somebody is saying Barca must have won bet, or maybe they gambled with something, and they know that it's like somebody used Barca to play bet that Barca is going to win the La Liga. And when they won it, then those people won a lot of money because we don't understand how Barca is now spending money. They are flashing money up and down. How much did they win La Liga? How much? I know it's not as big as the Premier League top 8. The winner of La Liga did not get a lot of money, more than the person that came out top 8 in the Premier League. So I don't know what is happening to Barca. Where did people get this money from? They need to be investigated. They need to be really investigated because 100 million euros for Julian Alvarez, already 70 something million pounds for Gordon. You understand? And they are likely to go for one or two more players, which is crazy. So we need to really start investigating some of these teams. Anyway, I think that's that for that. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get more of our content because we upload every single day, whether long video or short video. And we'll see you in the coming videos. Do have a great day. Bye.